We're setting off here in the Type R. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2017 Honda Civic Type R. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the owner Rob for giving me some time with his Civic Type R. I'm going to include a link to both of his Instagrams in the description below. Go follow him, but let's get right into the video. So I mainly want this video to be about how the Civic Type R drives and whether or not it's worth it to buy, because I mean this car is all about driving. So we're just going to do a quick kind of like impromptu walk around on Rob's car. So first off, we'll kind of pop under the hood, and again, if you guys like this style of video, then let me know, where I do things a little bit different compared to the regular reviews just to mix it up a little bit. Definitely easier to open than my car. I can't remember where. It's like right here. Oh, there it is. It's like right in the center. Just a little bit off. So you guys can see we've got turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder. It goes through a 6-speed manual transmission. In terms of the power outputs, it's 306 horsepower and then 295 pound-feet of torque. And yes, hood prop, doesn't have struts or anything. And then we'll see if I get this right the first time. Perfection. But let's go over the rest of the front end. So I love the venting there in the center on the Civic Type R. I love the lighting here on the car as well. Just looks so good from the front end perspective. We have the red Honda badge as part of the Type R package. And then we've got the full LED lights. The fog lights are down below. Tons of venting here on the front end. Just looks really good aesthetically. Now, not all of the venting is real, but it still looks good. And then you've got like the carbon fiber print along the front splitter. And here's kind of a better look at that with the red that goes through it. But yeah, overall, from a front end perspective, it looks fantastic. We have 20-inch wheels here on the side. And in terms of the width for the tires, they're 245 millimeter for the front and for the rear as well. So they're the same size. This is front wheel drive. That's the only drive line that you can get for the Civic Type R is front wheel drive, no all wheel drive or anything like that. And then we do have Brembos here for the front, and then notice another red Honda badge right there. Definitely cool. And then I love the red that goes around the wheel. I might have to add that to my Focus, but like purple or something like that. And then we've got the really cool venting here on the side, and then on the side skirt, more carbon fiber print, and then red. Here's kind of a closer look. Sorry, it's super sunny today, so it's kind of hard to see smaller elements like that. And then here is the side profile. Something I noticed, because I did a comparison with this against my Focus, this car is actually longer than the Focus. It's lighter weight, but it's longer overall, which is definitely interesting. And then you have the gigantic spoiler here on the back end, which looks fantastic. Again, the red Honda badge. And then this is the part that I don't like on the 2017s, 18s, and 19s is the venting here. They fixed it on the 20s and 21s to make it look better. That's just personal preference. And then again, more carbon fiber print here. And then we do have the exhaust setup, which looks really cool with the 3 tips and then the diffuser here on the back. And then just notice the red lining goes all the way through. But yeah, I mean, definitely from an exterior specs perspective, really good looking car. I know some people might not love it, but I love the styling. And then interior wise, the back seats are kind of disappointing a little bit. So they've got nice like red stitching throughout. But the thing that's interesting is they're just full cloth, not really that pretty looking. Red seat belts are cool, but then the front seats are amazing. You guys can see here, we've got the bucket seats up front, and they just look so cool with the bolstering and everything. They're very comfortable, as I said, and definitely more comfortable than my RS. And then I love the look of the pedals as well. You guys can see the stability control right there. I love the Alcantara here. And then you've got more of that carbon fiber print. And then we'll quickly pop in. Definitely a cool look with everything once you actually pop into this car. And then here's one more look actually, so you guys can see the whole startup animation. This is Type R right there. Like, does a little sweep there. I think that's pretty cool. The infotainment system's great. You guys have seen my Honda reviews, and then it's got a good backup camera as well. You've got a couple different viewpoints with that. The shifter's amazing. We'll talk about that more when we actually take this out and drive it. The steering's also amazing. Like all the touch points, everything you feel is definitely really nice with this car. You have a couple different drive modes. You've got like your Comfort, Sport, and then you've got your R+ for the drive modes. I would never drive this in Comfort. I would either drive it in Sport or R+ all the time. And I mean, that's just me personally. I love all the Alcantara all around. It's definitely cool to see like all of the Alcantara, but just look at these seats again. Definitely a high point of this car, but let's take this out and see how it drives, because again, that's the main part of this video, is driving this car and talking about how it drives and if it really does live up to the hype, because everyone talks about how great this car is. So let's talk about visibility before we set off. And also, little side note, if you guys look really close to that last clip of me starting up, look at this finger, and there was totally a spider crawling all over it. I kept my cool until the end of the clip and then I whacked it off. But anyways, let's talk about visibility. So you got visibility of the hood and then through both of the mirrors. And then here's throughout the rest of the rear. The wing actually doesn't get in the way all that much. And that all being said, let's set off. So we're setting off here on the Type R. Definitely gets the wheels spinning when you go full throttle with it, which I'll give you guys another full throttle acceleration right here. You really have to take this thing all the way up to red line to really get everything out of the car, to really get like that fun driving experience out of it. If you're not going all the way up to red line, it's not necessarily boring. It's just not all that exciting from an acceleration standpoint. It's not crazy fast, right? Most of these rally cars, they're right around the 4.5 to 5 second 0 to 60 range, and I think this is like somewhere in that range. I think maybe like 4.9 seconds or something like that. So again, it's not on the crazy fast side of things, but that's not what this car's about. This car is all about the handling and the driving experience, and so they've just nailed everything. First off, the shifter, just absolute perfection. It has the auto rev match here in the R plus mode, so you guys can see it's doing that all for me. And also you guys can see the handling here, just corners so flat. Yeah, definitely a fun car. But yeah, the shifter's great, super notchy, and the car just has such nice handling characteristics to it. And let's just kind of burn the tires off a little bit. Just so exciting. It's just it's indescribable just how fun this car is to drive, and you want to push it. This is the type of car that you get in and you just want to like pretty much just push it to the limits. Like when you come up to corners like this, you pretty much just want to huck it in and see how quick that you can kind of go through everything. And it does it. It's such a good car. It gets so much grip. You've got so much confidence in this car, and it really doesn't, it feels more all-wheel drive than front-wheel drive, because you don't get the torque steer that you get with most front-wheel drive cars. Yeah, it's just crazy how good this thing is at everything. And the brakes, tons of confidence there with the brakes as well, which is another huge high point here of the Civic Type R. And yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some magic with those last few RPMs. There is some magic with this car, not only in how it pulls at the very top, but just also the sound that it makes. It's like you want to get that sound every single time you can. For all of the daily driving stuff, it's smooth. If you guys don't know, I own a Ford Focus RS. This definitely is smoother than the RS, even in this Plus R mode, which is definitely interesting. Like the Ford Focus RS in the normal mode is stiffer than this in the Plus R mode. Sorry, it's super difficult to say for some reason because it's like backwards. Anyways, you'd be able to daily drive this perfectly fine. I mean, it gets really good gas mileage. Rob's been averaging over 25 miles per gallon, which is definitely really good. And aside from that, the shifter with the auto rev match, that would actually make driving in traffic a whole lot easier. And then on top of that, it's just the clutch is light. It's got some weight to it. I know I'm kind of like dancing around driving. It's got some weight to it, but it's relatively light, so it would actually be pretty easy to drive this in traffic. And so yeah, you could daily drive this very easily, but then right, you find a fun little road and then you can just go through the gears and you can have some fun with it as well. Like it just does everything, and it does everything so well. And so I guess that'll kind of get me into summing things up here with the Type R. And obviously this is like the first iteration of the Type R, because they did do some updates in the 2020 model year, and then they carried that over to 2021 as well. So exterior wise, I think it's a really good looking car. I love the crazy styling. Interior wise, really nice. I love the look of the seats. I love the feel of the seats. I love the seating position. The visibility is great. The shifter is amazing. I love how that feels. I love the steering feel. You get so much road feel through it, and it's also very confidence inspiring as well. And then aside from all that, it's a great daily driver car. It just hits everything, and it's very affordable. It's a Honda, so it's super reliable as well. And so it's the type of car that you don't spend a fortune on. You can have tons of fun driving it every single day. And then on top of that, there's just nothing to really worry about with this car. It's great. It's a very complete package. The only thing going against it is the fact it doesn't have all-wheel drive, and in certain winter climates, this might not work from a driving perspective. But other than that, it drives great. Like, you don't feel that it's front-wheel drive. It really hides it that well. And I mean, this is one of the best performance cars on sale right now. And yeah, I think the original is great, and I think that the updated version's even better if you've got the extra money for that. And so yeah, I mean, if you're in the market for a fun, not just like a hot hatch, if you're just in the market for a fun daily driver car, check out the Civic Type R. It is definitely worth a look. And yeah, I would definitely check it out. This is such a, like, and even though it's not that fast, it's still just, it puts a smile on your face. That's the thing about this car. You don't have, the car doesn't have to be crazy fast or have crazy performance to do that, and the Civic Type R definitely proves that. Now let's get some things up for our video on this 2017 Honda Civic Type R. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to the owner, Rob, for giving me some time with this car. Link to both of his Instagrams in the description below. I'll see all of you in that next video.